The man had a gun, in my wife's shaking hands, bulging eyes, with a preposterous sense of self-regard in our front yard. And all because she had jogged past the HOA clubhouse without ID. What he didn't know, and what I would have paid to see register across his face, was that the woman he was trying to harass with a bad knockoff of a Glock was Major Evelyn Carter, an operative for the Delta Force who had returned from whatever clandestine assignment only 2 days prior to this. She had not even had the time to unpack her fighting gear yet, and now look at her, facing off against some wannabe rent-a-cop, waving a gun sideways like he had plucked it from some terrible, straight-to-DVD action movie. I knew she could have used a pine cone and a zip tie to disarm him, but for once she actually did offer the man a chance to back down. He didn't, and that is when things turned serious. We had moved into the Willow Creek Estates, particularly so that there would be no noise sensationalism and unwanted attention. Ironic, really, considering my wife once did defuse live explosives during a thunderstorm while liberating hostages from a militant stronghold. She yearned for peace, quiet, a gated community where she could jog easily, garden in the morning, perhaps start small chicken cupo. Meanwhile, a proud cybersecurity geek and self-proclaimed indoors man had reasonable demands, a decent basement and fantastic fiber internet. We discovered just the place, or so we thought, a private, secure, family-friendly community tucked just out of the city. The brochures were glossy, filled with terms like sanctuary, community, spirit, and family-friendly activities. Nowhere was there mention of cosplay security patrols, role-playing tactical fantasies with golf carts. The warning signs were subtle. At first, format black golf carts sitting in parked outside the HOA clubhouse, all emblazoned with white block neighborhood safety division letters. They looked like SWAT units, if SWAT units came equipped with cup holders and garden gnome stickers on them. One even had flashing blue lights, zip-tied to the roof. When I noticed it, I thought it was so cute, maybe for Halloween parties or neighborhood parades. I was mistaken, dead wrong. These people were not kidding, deadly business. They tried to ticket homeowners who walked their own dogs off-leash on their own property. We stayed to ourselves the first week. Evelyn, fresh from deployment, kept herself busy, scheming up the garage and establishing perimeter cameras. Out of habit rather than family. Other morning, Evelyn laced up her sneakers, wore her favorite hoodie, inserted her earbuds, and went out for a short jog around the block. I made coffee and booted up my computer to fix a client server hack. Then the motion detector from the street-side security camera pinged on my phone. I glanced at it lazily, hoping maybe a delivery or a neighbor with his dog. Instead, I saw 2 of the neighborhood safety patrol's golf carts parked diagonally across the road, blocking it. Evelyn stood, stock still between her hands raised slightly before her, a pot-bellied man with a tactical vest, his pistol raised to her chest, yelling something I couldn't hear through the video feed. I dropped my coffee mug, running outside barefoot. I got there just in time to see 2 more officers flanking him, looking confused but determined to copy authority. Evelyn stayed calm, breathing slowly, eyes locked steadily on the gun pointed at her. I started forward, ready to scream when I saw the faintest motion of her right hand, delicate, held back a warning signal. The pot-bellied man, Officer Jeff Turner, as it would later turn out, was seething about suspicious activity, running sans valid ID and not complying with HOA security procedures. I, staring at him in amazement. Who the devil runs wearing a badge attached to their hoodie? Evelyn's voice was smoky. Even, she asked if he was law enforcement. Turner puffed out his chest and said, "We're HOA police. That's higher than city cops here at that." A faint smile haunted across Evelyn's lips, the kind she usually saved for enemies who didn't have any idea they were already beaten. She gave him one last chance. "Sir, I respectfully ask that you put down your weapon for your own safety." He did not, and then it was done. Quicker than I could follow, one blink, the gun crept along the asphalt. Between blinks, Turner faced down his one arm. Pinned in an expertly executed compliance hold, she hadn't even broken a sweat. Rail police arrived with